I'll make it even smaller. Yeah, sorry about the quality, people, but yeah, I know the more I do it, the better I will become at it. So as long as I keep editing to the minimum, and this pushes me to just stop being shy from the camera, uh, my articulation will massively improve, and in a couple videos, in 100 videos, uh, quality will already be much better. So yeah, let's go. Let's just prompt it. Oh my god. Um, yeah, let's go. Bi-weekly by every 2 weeks. Two. Okay. Calculate the CAGR max drawdown. Extra stuff. I will add stuff later. Hmm. Four. Um, let's say we're buying the end of every month, 500, but saving other 500 for a yeah, that's the thing. How much would you like to, if the VIX goes above 15 and you have 500 left? Yeah. Hmm. Okay, I guess we will have to save money and then deploy them. Okay, but saving the other 500 for buying the S&P when the VIX goes above 15. 20, above 25, above 30, above 35. 65. No, actually, this does not very rarely goes above 50. You can't really wait and buy once a decade. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. But yeah, actually, you're saving money, which are being uh, slowly but surely eaten by inflation. So yeah, I don't think anyone will do that. But yeah, on the other hand, if you have some money in the bank that you've been holding for years, and then a massive recession happens, as for example in 2020, and the VIX goes above whatever 1,000, yeah, maybe then you wanna buy. Yeah. Anyway, I digress. Okay, buying at the end of every month with 500, but saving the other 500 for. This is going to be A, and this is going to be 5, buying at the end of every month with 750, saving the other 250. Okay, and 6 would be this. Pum, 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 pum. Actually, yeah, would be 50. This would be 500, and this would be 750. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, those are details that we probably don't need now. We get in. I think Google Colab give me all pull the code. Oh. And I want to see the charts and so the charts and no, not the bias. The charts of the S&P and the VIX. Visualize everything. I would like to see maybe for the VIX we will have to build, sorry, yeah, let's do that. Love prompt. I am sorry, but I'm a bit sick. You don't hear that in many YouTube videos, right? Oh, thank you, ChatGPT. I'm putting this into a single collab-ready notebook script with clear sections: data download, strategy engine, metrics, tables, and charts. One thing to flag early: on Yahoo Finance, S&P is not the S&P, so I'm making the code default to GSPC for the S&P. Okay, okay. As long as we have data from the 90s. So I've pinned down the tricky parts so the notebook behaves consistently. I'm interpreting the dip variance as 257, 50, 500, 500, and 750, 250 for base monthly buy, monthly reserve add. And the reserve is deployed in full whenever VIX is above the chosen threshold. Yeah, okay. Yes, and I wrote it so you can paste it into a single collab notebook and run it top to bottom. Two important notes before the code Yahoo symbol. Okay, I got that. Yeah. I've not worked in Google Colab, but I hope it's the same as Jupyter Notebook. Sorry, guys. Okay, so what do we have here? Okay, warnings, NumPy, Pandas, Y-Finance, Matplotlib, Skippy optimized for print Q. Okay, interesting. Tabulate, import tabulate. Okay, PC params, figure design. Okay. Price symbols. Okay, start date. Okay, end date. Yep, monthly buy. Yes, yes. VIX thresholds. Yep. Okay. Download and prepare data. Yes, I will. So we're downloading. Yep. Yes. Okay. 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 Mm-hmm. Get month and dates. Okay. Get week and dates. Mm-hmm. 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 Sweet. I love AI. This would have taken me so much time. Max drawdown. Okay. Aha. Okay. Naive CHR. Summarize backtest. Yep. Cash flow convention, contributions, negative cash flows, terminal value is equal to positive cash flows at end. Naive CAGR using first contribution dollar amount as start capital, not ideal for DCA, but included because you asked for CAGR. That's one thing. Another thing would be, yeah, we the end of the month might be Saturday or Sunday. This might pop out as a problem. Also, there are bank holiday days that we will probably skip buying in. The CHR is an issue, yeah. Okay, simulation engine, yes please. Yeah, why am I? Yeah, it's so good now that I actually don't even have to read the code. Can you take? 27 simulated strategies. Okay, well done. Build me the summary table. Okay, well, why are the total contributions here? They're different. This doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay. You please remove the plus stuff if it will be in. Mm, okay. See the plots. That's cool. So basically the VIX is going above 50 three times in the last 3 decades. Yeah, okay. Mm. probably this. Yeah, I can see the orange there as well. So so yeah, between the buying every week, buying every 2 weeks, or buying at the end of every month, it seems like buying every week is the best, or every 2 weeks. Why? Can you think of why? Can you think of why the weekly contributions look so different compared to the monthly that we saw this here? Why do you think that is? Give us a sec. Yeah, because on average there is more than 4 weeks in 1 month. So if we invest 250 every week, this kind of sounds like 1,000 per month, but if you think about it, it's more in the year. How many weeks? 52 in the year. Okay, 52, 52. We get this number, and we get this number per year. So we are investing slightly more every year if we are investing every week, which I do not. Yeah, maybe instead of trying to equalize this, I think what we should do is just remove the monthly, right? Because, yeah, buying once a month seems like the least hassle. You just go in once in a month and buy. Also, this is how many funds like the Vanguard, for example. If you register in Vanguard, you can. Most people, I think, prefer monthly contributions instead of weekly. But spreading it out in 4 weeks in every week is kind of getting the average for the month. So yeah, we should stick to one of those. We either buy every week, we either buy every 2 weeks, or we buy every month, because it's not very good to compare $13,000 of capital per year with $12,000 of capital per year. And also, let's not divide, because we can do this, right? We can invest $130 per month, which is, yeah, okay. So yeah, let's just go with the weekly buys. Compare only benchmarks, and also it seems like the weekly buys are earning us more, quite a lot more, to be honest. Yeah. Um, yeah, compounding. Compare only benchmarks. Did we do that? Yeah. We did that. Heat map for dip strategies. Sweet. Oh, that's cool. Didn't ask for that, but thank you. Um, what are we doing here? Monthly reserve at. Okay, that's a way to portray this. Is that all? Second. Detail chart for any chosen strategy. This gives you what you ask for. S&P chart, buy markets, VIX chart, saved cash reserve chart underneath. Scheduled buys. This is every month, end of every month. This is the VIX, yeah. Saved cash reserve. Okay, this is monthly 500 plus reserve 500 for VIX above 25. Kind of looks good, hey? Yep, we buy above this. This is crazy, isn't it? This is crazy. Well, that's the thing. Someone will do that. I wouldn't do that though. There's so many variables in this type of thinking. Because look, in this case, you save your money for almost a whole decade. Yeah, save money. Yeah, you invest some. You invested 500 every month, and you saved quite a lot. Half of your money is saved, and then in 97 or whatever, the market starts dropping, and then you go all in with all of your savings the first time the VIX dips below 25. I don't think so. I don't think so. In this case, this is contributing very, very well because it actually isn't. It's probably better to just invest those money here. Okay, let's see what else do we have in this code. Pull up the drawdowns. Okay. Sweet. Can we do Yeah. Whoa. Yeah, it's quite a lot. Find the best strategy only. Total contributions, ending value, net profit. Yeah. Basically, you have to be ready with a strategy like this to go down a lot. Kind of inevitable, yeah. Because, oh, seriously. Yeah, basically, all your buys from here, 1996. Imagine being here, buying constantly for a decade, and then it becomes 2009, and been buying for 10 years, and the price is the same. No, yeah, it's not happening often, but it can happen. And this is exactly why you can't really only depend on this, especially if you're in your 40s, sorry, 50s, 60s, 70s, yeah, 20s, 30s, yeah, we're young, we can go for it. It's probably a winning strategy, especially if, yeah, if your money is just going to sit in your bank. Anyway, I'm digressing so much. Yeah, I don't need the results in the CSV. Okay, yeah, yeah, I would like to invest reserves partially instead of all at once. Right now, once the VIX crosses threshold, the code deploys all reserve cash immediately. You can change this inside simulate monthly with fixed reserve. Yeah, well, yeah, I think this is how we should do it. Because, and also, we should buy only once a week, if that makes sense. Because if the week, let's say it's Monday, the VIX is 18. Tuesday, the VIX is 21. and we are buying only above 20 VIX. Okay, we're buying on Tuesday with X amount of money. Then Wednesday the VIX goes to 25. Are we buying again? Then the VIX on Thursday goes to 30. Are we buying again? Do we have money to buy again? Yeah, those are, there's so many options for this. So many options. Okay. So amount to deploy would be the minimum from the reserve hash and 1,500. I mean, let's do it this way. So yeah, it seems like we can kind of over optimize. Yeah, because the multiple of our bet when a dip comes optimized with the definition of the dip would at some point lead us to the best possible outcome. For example, it might be the best to double, let's say triple your weekly bet when the VIX is above 23. That might be it. Okay, let's do some corrections. Remove the monthly. Um, remove the once per month option at all. It is not needed for this particular um, and what else? I want you to show if you chart, if you do equity chart, Yeah, I don't like this. How much time space are we saving with a couple zeros? Um, yeah, okay. This video is already becoming too long, but yeah, this is how it goes. If I didn't tape this, I would have probably been 10-15% quicker. Okay, so yes, the weekly contributions are different because the benchmark is written as written is 250 every week, and there are about 52 weeks per year, not exactly 4 weeks per month. So yeah, this is why your weekly bi-weekly strategies are getting much higher total contributions and therefore a much higher ending value. It is not an apples to apples comparison. Yes, for your analysis, the clean fix is remove the monthly. Yes, keep weekly and bi-weekly fixed reserve strategies, and for fairness, define weekly bi-weekly contributions from the monthly budget. No. um then why are we removing the monthly then? No, this makes them roughly match the same annual budget. Yeah, but yeah, I get it, but I don't. Seriously, are you going to invest at the end of every 230 or 250 or maybe 200 or 100, but not 230.76 pence per week? Replace your config cell with this. No, I wouldn't do this. Okay, so now, pum, para-pa-pum. Okay, okay. But what we're going to do is the following. Improv 500. Mm-hmm. Replace your summary function cell with this version. This version removes scientific notation from the table output and adds cleaners columns. Okay. No. Summary function cell with this summary test. Replace your run on strategy cell with this. Pum, 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 pum. Okay, replace your summary table cell with this. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Uh, yeah, this is the summary table. Replace your all equity curves chart with this. This gives you proper legend, full dollar y-axis labels, and no ease. already did this, right? I did this, and now we're up to that one. Yeah, a bit earlier, but yeah, and what is what now? I messed it up. Yeah, it's happens when you're just copying code. Might be the default scalar format, but you already replaced it with the okay. So for the all equity curves chart, you just remove this and use this corrected version instead. If you want to be extra safe and force plain looking labels, use this version. So the scalar formatter can use tick label format. Function formatter do not use. Okay. Okay. So let's try this then. Yep, that's neat. But let's try this as well. That's better. Yeah. Okay, thanks. We were at the all equity curves. Replace your benchmark chart with this. Okay. Oh yeah, I would happily replace it. Uh, Same issue for yeah, yeah. Just delete this line. Yeah. And replace your whole benchmark chart cell with this. Rule to remember: if you use function formatter, never call tick label format. Yes. Thanks, mate. Yeah, it's basically yeah, we absolutely didn't need this, but Okay, let's hope we're not using the label format. Yeah, we're using it. Yeah. Okay, using it the same way. Come on, this is already taking too long. Taking too long. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Yeah. Okay, let's see the drawdowns now. Sweet. I can help her to only plot selected strategies cleanly. Okay. Okay. And we will do this as well. Come on. Really? Again. Please fix this too. Same issue. Okay, one more thing. Your original weekly bi-weekly contributions. Your screenshot shows weekly total contributions, yeah? Okay, this is exactly the issue. The weekly and bi-weekly strategies were contributing roughly 50% more money over the full period. So your previous result was biased in favor of, yeah. Best practical setup for this analysis. I would compare these four groups only. Weekly benchmark with budget matched contribution. Bi-weekly benchmark with budget match contribution. Monthly 250 plus reserve 750. Gross, yeah. Let's go. This is much greener. Yes, I would like that. Oh, it just notes what it has to do. If you want, I can give you one more polished version that creates a single final comparison table, highlights the best strategy in each metric, and shows only the top 5 equity pairs automatically. Yes, yes. And I can end this video because I already bored everyone to death. Okay, using the corrected version. Yes, I would gladly do that. Right? Yeah. Okay, so this represents weekly, bi-weekly. Okay, according to this. Why is this monthly? No, 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 no. No, we do not use monthlies. Thank you. Yeah, we didn't need that. Because again, here we're comparing the weekly and bi-weekly buys with the monthly buys. So no, thanks. Okay, this is a comparison table. This is okay. Okay, there you go. This is the mistake. So now we are comparing weekly buys with monthly VIX buys. Okay, mate, you're not listening. not listening. You are now comparing the weekly and bi-weekly benchmark price with monthly. This is why. Okay. This is why it wanted me it to put 230 per week, not 250. About the weekly follow follow the logic. We buy 50 this week. The VIX went over the threshold. Over the threshold. Instead of 250, we buy 250 plus what was it? Cash. Yeah, that makes sense. So I said to it, okay, mate, you're not listening. You're now comparing the weekly and bi-weekly benchmark buys with monthly VIX buys. I do not want that. We figured out the weekly and bi-weekly benchmark buys. The VIX buys should follow the logic. We buy at Friday, right? If this week the VIX went over the threshold instead of 250, we buy 250 plus the minimum between reserve cash and 1,000. So we buy at most for 1,000. Does that make sense? The whole monthly logic should be removed. Yes, that makes sense. The reserve logic should be tied to the same weekly by weekly schedule, not monthly. So the new rule is weekly benchmark every Friday by the fixed weekly amount. Bi-weekly benchmark every second Friday by the fixed bi-weekly amount. Weekly plus VIX reserve every Friday in the normal weekly budget amount. In the normal weekly budget amount. Every Friday at the normal weekly budget amount. If VIX went over the threshold during that week, then on that Friday by weekly amount plus minimum reserve cash. Yes, otherwise by only weekly amount. Same idea for bi-weekly. Plus big reserve. Yeah, every second Friday. If it's okay, yeah. You know what? We should remove the bi-weekly as well. Just remove it. It's okay. That's kind of a massive change, which I should have done from the beginning. But yeah, I didn't think about it. So yeah, that's how research happens. Yeah, build a clean final comparison table. Oops, sorry, you're wrong. Not here at all. I replace the config. No, bro. This is 250. This is 500. Yes. Uh, Predator download sale, but use this if you want the clean version. Yeah, I prefer the clean version. What do you mean? Schedule helpers. Yes. Yes. Metric helpers. Yeah. Summarize backtest. Yeah, we have everything. Shares both coordination functions. Okay. Wow. Okay, on the correct strategy set. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Run the correct strategy set. Okay. Stop there. The above setup is probably not what you want because your earlier reserve splits were monthly sized, not weekly sized. So we should define the weekly logic explicitly. If your intended weekly reserve variants are based on 1,000 monthly budget, the clean way is to choose weekly base reserve split that sum to weekly buy. Yes. Yes, exactly. Well done. Mhm. Yeah, we will. Oops, 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 fuck. Sorry, we will do that. No, we need results. Okay, yeah. Build the final comparison table. Whoa. Okay. Okay, that's quite a lot. Build the final comparison table. Yes, we got this. Plot the top 5 equity curves. How are those the same? Because the threshold is 15. Okay, but wait. Hit 25. Yes. Kind of the same. Can we see all of them? All of the 50? Okay, and now we can determine which one is the worst, at least. Am I absolutely wrong with this? No, I remember right. So the worst is so from this, the worst is to buy bi-weekly or weekly with 25% of your cash and save all the other for VIX dips, for VIX spikes. Why is this? Because probably you increase your betting size the least amount of times during the whole period, and it seems like it's just the best to invest every week by these numbers. Yeah. Get 50. This. Yeah, there you go. It's like 3 times better. And again, the best seems to be just invest all of your dedicated budget every Friday and not overcomplicate it. And again, the next better is weekly or bi-weekly. Invest 75% of your money and reserve the rest. And the rest is invested every time when the VIX pops above 15. Which again means that the most time you invest, the better. And the worst thing you can do is, yeah, just hold, invest the least amount of money possible every week, save all of your save the rest of your money, and wait for dips. This is almost 3 times worse than just investing every week. Okay, so yeah, I will double check this, and of course there is some more code to copy here, but if anything from this video, if you have to get anything from this video, it's maybe here when I'm saying it. It's the best option for you is to invest. Actually, no, this is not a financial advice. The best option for me to invest my money is to do it at the end of every week of every month of every year, and go with the full amount of money, not at all save some of it in order to uh, increase my bets during VIX spikes. Yeah. By the way, yeah, if you invest your money at the end of every week, you will get to almost, yeah, let's say 3 million, which is, yeah, 6 times your money. With 54% max drawdown. Yeah. Well, yeah, the drawdown here is much better. Sorry. Yeah. This is much, much better. But yeah, the profit at the end is much different as well. So you're not even, I'm not going to even double my money here. Yeah. So if I invest 25% of my money every week and save the other 75% for the VIX going above 50, and then invest it all, I will not even double my money. But yeah, there is something to be said here, because if I do this, I will have so much money in my reserve, and the deploy cap is 1,000, right? Okay, we have to take this into account. Hey, let's just finish with this. Ooh. Okay, okay. Do this plus top 5 equity curves. Yeah, correct detailed plot. Yeah, this, okay. Can we have, yeah, just for a sec, I would like to hide the output. Yeah. Um, how can I insert a code cell? Yeah. I did this. Come on, come on. Okay, and then we would like to insert one more code cell. Yeah. Top 5 equity curves, plot strategy details. Yeah. Mhm. Okay, then we will add one more. Oops, not text. Not text, sorry. Pop, pop. Yeah, and let's see if our extension was true. Yeah, there you go. There you go. You're finishing with a massive amount of cash. Yeah, this is absurd. This is actually absurd. Okay, okay. So we will this, hide that, hide this, hide that. Yeah, this is sweet. Yeah. Need that. Yeah, we already had that. Control dance. Yeah, I don't need this. A beautiful table. Mm-hmm. This is probably too long already. Yeah, I should turn those into streams. Hey, I was thinking about that at some point. Cause yeah, you just join in if you wish. We can also share thoughts and comments, ideas. Because now, if I post this and someone places a comment below, uh, yeah, after a month or something, there is no, yeah, I will read it, but it's not like a discussion, like a live dialogue. But I also don't have any subscribers now, so for now that is enough. Okay. Yes, add one final cell that creates a styled collab table with currency formatting, percentage format, yeah, bars. Yeah, 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 yep. Wow, fancy. Okay, very fancy. Okay. Um, Code cell. Smaller final presentation table. Yes, let's enrich our funny, pathetic presentation. It is beautiful, I'll give you that. Yep, sweet. Let's remove that. Sweet. Well, yeah, we draw some conclusions out of this. Um, don't I have this already? I think I do. Yep, it's absolutely the same thing. It's interesting. What will happen if we increase? If we increase, let's save it. Oops. Increase the max reserve deploy to 6,000. That is half of the year's budget. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There you go. Why didn't this change even a bit? That's strange. That is strange. No, this is, why is it like this? Yep. It'll take a while. And it should be calculated, which will take a while as well. Yeah, now we're talking. Now we are talking. Interesting. So it seems like, again, the best results are just invest as much money as possible every week, save as less as possible, and whenever the VIX spikes with a little bit, even with 15 or goes to 20, just invest your whole savings. This is what the analysis here says. Because now what we tested is the reserved deployment capital for deployment is 6,000 instead of 1,000. And yeah, there is some movement in the middle of the table. It's not as straightforward as before, but definitely the top results are, again, just invest most of your money whenever the VIX, either every week or whenever the VIX spikes above 15. Because, yeah, the thresholds here are 15, 20, 15, 20. Yeah, there's 135 here. I don't think it's meaningful though. This might be over optimization right there. And the worst results are, yeah, thresholds 30, 45, 50, 45, 30, 40, 30, 25, 50, 45, 50, 50, 25. But even, yeah, it's interesting arrangement. Why is this there? At least we're not, the net profit is above a million. It was 700,000 before. So even with the worst result here, I can double my money, which I couldn't do with a reserve cap of $1,000. Just increasing the cap to 6,000, which is half of your of my early yearly budget improved even the worst results. Okay, this is ready. Same here. Yeah, everything is all of the results are picked up from this small change. And now let's see this. So this is what happened with the reserve cash. If the maximum money invested when the VIX spikes above 50 is 1,000, yeah, not much better, but yeah, slightly better. Yeah, it's just too rare. 50 waiting for a 50 VIX is too rare. And I honestly do not care that much about those. But yeah, let's calculate them. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Naive CAGR. And of course, I shouldn't sell on a dip. That's a very important point. Yeah, I might feel like it when my portfolio is minus 50%. I might be scared, but I shouldn't ever sell. I'm saying I and me instead of you, because again, I'm not a financial advisor, and everything in this video is not a financial advice. But I shouldn't be scared when my portfolio goes down with 50%. Because if I sell here, oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, one more thing to check. Just wanted to see this is minus 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see 4. 4? Okay. Minus 4. Okay. 35. Interesting. 35. It's kind 35. It doesn't happen that often. Hey, hey. Um, how many times does the VIX go above 15, 20, 25, etc. for this 36-year period? Not how many days it spends there, but how many weeks. Um, yeah, 35 might be a bit too rare. 30, 30 is good. You have many years that nothing happens in there. Let's see, 30, okay? This would be 5. Yep. 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 This makes sense. I'm interested where does this sit in the table. Bi-weekly 30. It's not bad, it's not bad. And weekly 30, there you go. Yeah. How do you calculate them? Weekly VIX. Example. Sweet. Yeah. Yeah. Result. Use greater equal. Count with. Yep. Okay. Weeks where VIX exceeded threshold for T. Yeah. This gives you a lot of information. Hey. Let's go with 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 85, 90. That never happened. Yeah, 0 weeks. Yeah. This is important. Okay, yeah. Wow. Above 20 is... So the VIX is above 20 for 45% of the time? Really? Huh. Yeah. Yeah, it might be. What did I do? Right. What happened? Okay, we need 3. This is 20. Okay. Does this coincide? No, it doesn't. Reserve cache. There it is. Such a dummy. Such a dummy. Yeah, there you go. Wow, yeah, this is good here. I'm not sure yet that this is all right. Those massive reserve cache piles. So this is what? This is weekly. Yeah, this is right around there. Can we maybe do this? Pum, pum, pum. Oops. Oh my god. I'm such a dummy. 30. Move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see, 9. Come on, come on. Okay. And let's see if we reserve even less. So this is 9, right? 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is it. Pop, pop. Oh, come on. There it is. 11th place. It's nine place. Yeah. So again, yeah, the least you put in the reserve, and the least uh, threshold, VIX threshold, is used, the more net profit basically. Yeah, well, we can continue staring at those for hours and testing different options and finding the best, uh, yeah, the best scenario. But I don't think that's as important as getting the overall picture, which is the best results in terms of net profit happen those should not be ordered this way. It's quite annoying. Yeah, there you go. Should delete those. Sorry. So yeah, what I was saying is, yes, we can now find what the best option is. Trying to figure out the best reserve cap, the best period for investing, like which day of the week, should it be every week or bi-weekly, um, which is the best VIX value. Yeah, there's a lot of parameters to optimize in order to reach to the best possible result for the last 30 something years. But yeah, I think more valuable are the overall conclusions that we can make from this, which are, we don't have to wait for the VIX to go to 100. Usually the best results happen with the small VIX spikes. Why? Because the VIX is above 20, 44% of the time. Above 15, 74% of the time. And above 35, only 5% of the time, which is 100 weeks. Imagine if you're on a vacation half of those, not half, but 30% of those weeks. Speaking about lost opportunities. Yeah. Also, it seems that the some money in reserve is okay, but the money has to be deployed often. We shouldn't wait for a VIX. Sorry for repeating myself, but we shouldn't wait for the VIX to go to 50. Just find a value around 50, 20, 25, and the reserve, the the reserved capital should be deployed in the market as often as possible. And yeah, that's all for today. I think I wasted, like, I didn't waste, but I invested 2 or 3 hours in this. That's quite enough. we found the answer. And yeah, see you soon again. Bye bye. Hey, forgot to mention, I'm going to put all the code in some form in the description or the comments, so you can directly copy it as I did. Okay, bye bye.